All right, what's going on, guys? Hey, the disciple coming at you. Today's subject is going to be self control, addiction. During this time of the year, a lot of us struggle with different things, right? So I just wanted to touch bases on it. Um, so when it comes to addiction, I mean, it entails a variety of things, right? It can be you're addicted to alcohol, or you're addicted to, you know, drugs, you're addicted to sex, you know. It's just all kind of things that you can be addicted to. Well, so how do you deal with these things, right? You don't have to stay like that. These things seem to be um, something that you cannot break away from, but you can. You can. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. All right? All right, this is how you do it. You have to beat your body and make it your slave. You do. I mean, I guess some of you are like, oh, what are you talking about? Beat your body and make it your slave. Well, 1 Corinthians 9:27, you know, it says that. You have to beat your body and make it your slave. So how is that going to help an addiction? Well, it's going to help you to master these things that you're addicted to. So how's that going to help? Well, you have to beat your body. In other words, you can't just allow your body to do what it wants to do. For instance, you know that you have to stay away from certain things. If you're an addict, you know that you can't be around other people who do drugs. If you're an addict and if you're addicted to drugs, you know that you can't be in the clubs and in the bars and things where they serve alcohol. You know, you can't be around people who drink like that. So you have to remove yourself from people who are still practicing that thing that you struggle with. These could be your friends, family, um, whoever. I mean, if you're serious about recovering from being addicted to things and having that lack of self control, you can't look at certain things on the computer. Um, if you struggle with sexual things, well, you can't be looking at pornography all on the computer. You can't look at porn all on your TV and going out renting porn and stuff like that. I mean, buying porn videos and stuff. You can't do that if you struggle with sexual addiction. You know, um, yeah, man, this stuff you can overcome it. Bible says, like Proverbs 25:28, like a city whose walls are broken down is a man who lacks self-control. Yeah, so anything can come in if you lack self-control. All these things that you struggle with can come in and multiply. You know, it doesn't matter if you say, "Oh, I'm just gonna stop doing this," you know. But well, first of all, without God, you can't overcome this stuff. There's just no overcoming anything without God. You know, and I'm talking to you from a man that has experience dealing with various things. Um, for a long time, I just felt like, man, I can't overcome some of these things. But guess what? I'm here today, and I don't struggle with it. Well, let me say, I don't indulge in these things because, yeah, I mean, these things will always be a struggle, but struggling is not a bad thing. If you're struggling with something, that's not a bad thing. That means because you're fighting it. You're fighting it. Just like, when you get a headache, that's a good thing because your body is fighting something. You know, um, you're not just accepting it. So you can deal with it. But the number one thing is to know that it's wrong. Anything that has you bound up like that is wrong. Bible says in Romans 6:12, it says, "Do not let sin reign in your body, so that you obey its evil desires." Yes, sin is a thing that desires to overcome you and to master and control you. But see, God wants to fill you with His Spirit so that you can be light and you can be full of joy. You know, so when you got these things going on the inside, call somebody and confess that sin, man. Tell them how you're feeling. You know, if you're lonely this time of the year, pick up the phone and call somebody, man. Get around people, you know, positive influences. Yeah, you got to do that, man. Um, if something causes you to sin, you got to get rid of it. You know, you get it out your house, man. Get it out your house, man. You know, you can't. Yeah, I mean, I've already touched on this, but it's like, man, if you're struggling with sexual sins, well, you can't sit up late at night watching TV. Some of these movies that come on that are sexually explicit, right? Um, you struggling with drinking, yet you got to make sure that you know, stay away from those people who drink excessively. There's nothing wrong with drinking. Nothing wrong with it. I drink, you know, but I'm not overindulging in anything, you know. Um, yeah, man. So this is what addiction is, man. There's an epidemic of people that are overdosing. You know, Midwest and really all over. Um, but these people are overdosing on painkillers. You know, and it's really sad, man, because you can overcome that. You don't have to, you know, overindulge in something that's going to kill you. And man, it's just taking people out, man. I mean, by the thousands, man, and it's becoming an epidemic. You know, you know that's a whole nother story. But it's like, man, all of a sudden it's big news. You know, all these people are dying. You know, taking painkillers and stuff like that. You know, but that's what addiction does. That's what a lack of self-control does. It will take you out. It will take you out. Let's get through these holidays, man, by being open, you know, and by staying away from the things that cause us to struggle, you know, um, by putting to death whatever belongs to our sinful nature, you know, anything that keeps us from being close to God and to others. This is the disciple, sincerely.